What's up guys, it's your boy Dali Amor.
And it's Ray Love.
And welcome to Trends
Talk Tips. That's right, a new segment here. And on this segment, we will be giving life lessons, advice, and you guessed it, tips. Today's tip is going to be tips on how to start a YouTube channel. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey Ray, what you doing?
I'm glad you asked. This brings us to our first point. Our first tip is write everything down. Plan it out. Now you may be asking, what are you gonna plan out? So watching the video later on, we're going to give you very specific details and very specific things that you need to plan out. Because when you start any project, guess what you gotta do? Plan it out. When you're planning out, you wanna think about your content. Think about what you wanna do. That's very important. What are you interested in? What do you want to share? What are you interested in and what are people interested in? That's very key. And the last sub point of this first tip is researching other channels. Very important. When you're looking up anything, when you want to start something, when you're not sure about something, you have to research. When you're researching, you're literally looking at everything. When you're taking notes, you want to write down what you see about the content, the colors, the schemes, the angles, everything possible that you see that you want to incorporate into your channel. You gotta start with the research.
All right Ray, it's my turn.
Okay.
Finally, tip number 2. Pick 3 interesting things that you're knowledgeable about. Something that you can elaborate on. Come up with like maybe 3 examples of. For example, moisturizer. What are 3 things that moisturizer has a benefit of? Number 1, it's moisturizing. Number 2, depending on the season, you may need this more or less. Number 3, you want to create a barrier on your skin because it makes you less prone to infections. Now that we've covered that, let me get back to lifting weights.
Alright, showing off. Alright, first, are you done working out?
Yeah, I'm done.
Gosh, this guy, you think he's a jock or something. Anyways, let's get on to point number 3. And this is about thinking about your brand. Now, what does that mean? Well, first, you gotta start off with a name. What is your channel going to be about? Do you want to put your name? Do you want to put a generalized topic? Think about your name deeply because let's say you make it big, guess what they're gonna call you? Whatever you put as your name. So for our channel, it's Trends Talk Today because we literally talk about trends today. Simple, right? And when we make it big, guess what we're gonna be called still? Trends Talk Today. So think about your name and like your name. Don't just put anything random just to get started and then a few days later you're just like, oh man, I should have chose this. Think about your name deeply.
Right. And what is your message? What are you trying to say? How are you trying to bring your brand across? Go into your About section and put in what you want to actually talk about and what message you're actually trying to get across.
That's a very good one. That's very important, that About section, guys. So listen. And also, color scheme. Look around. Every channel you visit, every video you click on, there's a reason. Color schemes are a huge thing, especially for marketing, advertising, graphic design, basically everything. The reason you clicked on this video is because you liked something about the color. So think about popping colors, think about color gradients, and also try to avoid colors that clash because nobody wants to see something that's very horrible to the eye. You want to see something soothing, something pleasant. So think about color schemes.
And to summarize this point, what is your theme? You don't want your channel to be random.
So guys, summarizing even more, thinking about your brand is very important because it is your image that's out there. So for us, this is our image. This is what we do. We react, we give tips, we do a lot of trailers, we do so many reviews, we do it all. So you guys gotta think about what your brand is going to be about. Just think about it. Remember the first scene? Write it out. Write out everything. Think about it. And the next point is about equipment. Equipment, guys. It's all about equipment. What do I mean by that? You gotta start small, first of all. Don't think you have to go out there and spend $20,000 on a camera. If you did that, stop. Don't do that. Take your money back. Get your money back. You don't need to spend $20,000 on a camera, okay? Start with your phone, start with your webcam, whatever you gotta do. You gotta start. But also have to elevate every time that you can. You don't wanna start on the phone and then just stay there unless that's your thing. You gotta elevate. And how you elevate is also going back to researching. Thinking about what you're trying to accomplish. Do you want more HD? Do you want a camera with more focus? Do you want a camera that's zooming in, zooming out? A better lens? Whatever you're trying to do with your equipment, that's what you gotta do. But you gotta research first. Go to the store, test it out. Ask your friends if they have it. Test it out, record something. Do whatever you gotta do, okay? And the last thing that you gotta remember is that you can always upgrade. So don't think about, oh, I don't have this now, so let me not film and start this channel. Just start it. Start small. You're gonna elevate. It's gonna happen. Just think about equipment. Just start. Use what you got and then elevate.
Elaborate. Put yourself in a position to where you're able to teach people what it is that you know. Ask yourself, what do I know? And can I talk a lot about this? Can I actually make this interesting? How can you teach this easily? People learn on different levels, so how can you explain this in more than one way to where maybe more than one particular audience can learn from this? For example, you want to pick like 3 things and you don't want it to be so random to where it's kind of like, oh, you should use this. How do you use this? And try to keep it interesting so that people could feel like, you know what, I like this guy or I like this girl. I want to learn all of my stuff from them. Meaning you.
Tip number 6. Record until you feel comfortable. Now let me tell you something. When I first started recording, I was shy. I was laughing at myself. It was weird. It was very weird talking to a camera and having no response. But you know what you gotta do? Keep going at it. And then it becomes very, very normal. Of course, if you're going outside, that's a whole different ball game. But if you're at home just doing some daily vlogging or daily tips, just keep recording. Trust me, it gets easier and you also see improvement points. So now with recording, how do you improve yourself? Well, 1, you need to see yourself. 2, you need to hear yourself. And 3, my favorite, taking notes. Now all these things about taking notes, super important because you always want to improve yourself. You always want to improve everything about your YouTube journey. So when you see yourself and you're saying a lot of stop that. It's okay. You can edit that out later. But if you're doing a live streaming and you want to improve that, take notes on that. See how many times you say it and how you can avoid saying it. Also, you want to make sure when you're recording, you look back at your playback 100 times if you have to. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. A good tip that I really started doing was recording myself for, let's say, a minute, then transferring that file to the laptop and then seeing how it looks, because that is very important. Also the sound. When you're in a new environment, you don't know how sound bounces off the wall. So you need to record, and guess what? Record.
99, 100. Oh, yeah, guys. Now, tips on working out or whatever. You gotta do it every single day. Because if you don't do it, I mean, don't you want like stuff like this, like, you know, the striations or whatever? You gotta work out. You have to work out every day.
Dale, that's not what we're talking about.
What? Oh, my bad. We're talking about music or singing or something like that, but we definitely have to stay on topic. Always. Maybe I'm a newscaster. Today on the news and, no, the weather. Let's say the weather. Stay on topic, guys. Remember what your video is about. You don't want to go on a tangent about something that's completely unrelated to your topic or your video. Like if you're teaching people stuff, they want to know about what you're teaching them, not you veering off into something else that just basically doesn't even describe what it is that your video is supposed to be about. It's like, you know, you ordered one thing and you get something else and they expect for you to like keep it and not complain about it. So guys, keep it on topic. Back to you, Ray.
Alright guys, next tip, which is tip number 8. If you don't like it, don't do it. Sounds simple, right? Because we're always on a deadline. We're always thinking about, oh, I need to put this out. But guess what? If you don't like something, what makes you think somebody else is gonna like it? It could happen, but you wanna be proud of your work. Be your biggest fan. That's the biggest thing. Love your stuff. Love what you do. But if at some point you're just like, I don't really like that. Ooh, that didn't sound well. Or that quality is not really the best. Critique yourself. Be your biggest fan and your biggest critique. You gotta realize you're doing this. You're putting in work. You're trying to improve. You're trying to get to that next level. You're just trying to start. So you have to understand. You gotta critique yourself, but also be your biggest fan. And if you don't like something, it doesn't matter. But it does matter to you. So don't do it. Don't upload something that you're gonna regret later. But also, think about what you wanna do. That all is about planning, like we keep talking about. And at the end of it all, when you're finished with everything, when you're finished editing, you're finished whatever you gotta do to get it out out there. Watch the video and ask yourself, would you watch this? Would you? Would you? Would you?
I don't know, Ray.
Now leave me alone, I'm editing.
We gotta do surveys. You gotta ask your friends, what is it that they like to watch? Or what is it that they want to watch? Observe trends and just different things that pique interest in general. Also, ask yourself, what do you like? You watch things as well. And if you don't like it, what makes you think that maybe another person may? I don't know. What do you think, Ray?
Sit down. All right, next tip is about editing. Editing. Give me a second, let me finish. Oh gosh. So, not everyone can use 2 laptops to edit at the same time. Trust me, it took me years to get to this level. What you gotta do, you gotta learn. Then you gotta do it. Then you gotta learn again, and then you gotta do more. That's it. Repetition. It's just like anything. It's just like lifting weights. Literally repetition and also looking for ways to improve. Always look to improve. When you're watching other videos and other YouTubers, guess what? It took them a long time to do that, to the point where they paid people to edit their videos. You know what I'm talking about. So when you watch those people, don't try to copy them per se, but try to see if you can duplicate something that you seem interesting. Because if you copy it and that's not your style, then it's gonna come off as you're copying that person's style. So you wanna try to do it for your own self and then ask yourself, is this my style? Is this my niche? What do you gotta do? Now, editing can be a whole video on itself, so if you have any specific questions, leave in the comments and I'll definitely help you out. But for beginners, for beginning of editing, you wanna start slow. So things you want to look out for is the ums. You never want to have any dead space, and you never want to have any weird sentences. So think about that when you're chopping clips up. You gotta watch it a million times. I know it's boring and you might think you got it the first time, but trust me, we're all not perfect at speaking English. You know what I'm saying. So you gotta edit. And also with editing, if your niche is not awkward silence or being weird, then cut it out. But if it is that, keep it in. But own in on that and realize that's what people want to see. So with editing, you have to realize what your plan is and how you want to edit your videos, because going forward, when you start to build up that traffic, the people are going to want to see that. And if you don't give them what they want, guess what they're going to do? Unsubscribe. But you don't unsubscribe because you like this editing style, right? So editing, it's important. Once again, learn it, do it, learn it again, do more. Now leave me alone so I can edit, okay?
Sorry about that. I just wanted to take this.
Hey. Hey!
Know the message that you're talking about. If you're talking about Conti, talk about Conti. Make content about Conti. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? How's that being received by your audience? Is what you stand for the message that you're actually bringing across? And you also have to make sure that you stay consistent, because you don't want to be talking about one thing and disagree with it, and then in the next video or maybe a few videos later, you actually like what it is that you disagreed with previously. So keep people in tune and authenticity.
You faker. Alright guys, next tip is organization. So everything that you do in filming, especially for YouTube videos, organize it. Think about what you want to do. Write everything down. You think all these scenes and all these changes were just magical? Maybe, a little bit, some of them were. But it's all about planning. If you're not organized, then you're gonna be disoriented. You're not gonna know what to do. Your mental block is literally going to be a mental block. So you gotta organize. Now, you have to split up your organization when it comes to YouTube. Some people, which I used to do, which I still like doing, I'll film and edit in one day. That's fine, if you can do that. Everyone has time pockets that you need to excel in. Not everyone has a day where they can come home and do nothing. That's great. But you know, if you come home, you gotta eat, you gotta clean, you gotta do stuff. It's life. But you gotta organize when it comes to YouTube. So what you gotta organize is the process of filming. So we literally have every point mapped down, written down, what we're gonna say, how we wanna say it on the laptop. So organize your filming process. It's gonna help you very, very much. Trust me. It gives you an easy time to film. Because imagine you wake up, turn the camera on, and you just go on for 20 minutes not knowing what to say, what the scenery is gonna be, what the lighting is gonna be, what do you want to showcase. It's gonna be a lot. But think about if you write everything down, plan it out in your mind, rehearse it, record, re-record, you're gonna be so much stress-free. Trust me. Another point is time management. If you only have an hour hour to film and that's all you have just for YouTube videos, guess what? Film it. You never know if you're gonna use it. You never know if you're gonna chop it up later. You never know if you're gonna edit it the same day or tomorrow. But you wanna use that motivation, that drive that you have right now to do it, especially if you have that time pocket. So organization of that, super important. And next is about the preparation, which goes back to planning it out and taking notes. Once you do that, you're gonna be on your way. Trust me, it's not hard. You just have to start. Literally just start. Write down everything that you learned about this video. Write down the topics you want to cover. Write down what you're interested in. And write down what you want to film. Where you want to film. What do you want to be in the video? How you want to sound. How you want to move. Write it down. Trust me. If you don't trust me, fine. But if you trust me, good job. You're smart. Start your channel. Alright guys, and last point, but definitely not the last point. Have fun. This is YouTube. You gotta have fun. Be awkward. Be shy. Be outgoing. Whatever your personality is, just do it. Show it out there. Get some views. Get some likes. Get some subscribers. Make a community. Meet some friends. Have fun. Any final thoughts?
There are plenty of people out there who are willing to watch you and to enjoy what it is that you have to offer. Of course, you're gonna be a little shy at first, but you get used to it. You really do. At some point in time, it's gonna feel like nothing to be in front of the camera and actually recording yourself. And then once you finish recording, you're like, okay, that was me accomplishing that. And then now the real process comes in, and that's the editing. You're gonna feel proud of the work that you're putting in, because not only are you recording, you're also editing. And then when you put it out, you want people to see it now. You want people to see, like, look at the work that I've done. Regardless on if it's top quality in certain people's eyes or not, it was still something that you did that you're gonna feel proud of, because it can't get worse, it can only get better.
That's right, that's a great point. And guys, I know there's a lot of other videos out there and you might feel overwhelmed and you might say to yourself, oh well, these people are doing it, so nobody's gonna look at me. You never know. You gotta get in the game. If you never get in the game, guess what? You can't play. So just play, just have fun. Have fun. Take it easy, take it one step at a time, use these tips, and there's a lot more tips. So if you need us to elaborate, we got you. But you gotta start, you gotta plan, and improve. That's literally it in a nutshell. You can do it, we did it, you can do it. And our channel actually just started from conversation, just like we told you. We literally were here, we talked, we wrote everything down, we planned it out, and we started filming. That's it, that's literally it. So it's not hard, only your mind makes it hard. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any tip that you need explanation on, we got you. Thank you so much.